everyone, and welcome back to Can We Talk. I have here a very special guest. We have our very own Lord Alan Sugar. He knocked on not one, not two, but 3,000 doors to get to. Okay, no, let me just. So, Lord Reggie, tell us more. Introduce yourself. Let people know who you are, as if they don't already know.
Okay, my name is Reggie Nelson. From East London. And what I do, did you say?
Yeah, what do you do?
I work in investment management, so like corporate finance. Correct.
Like, you're not giving me much energy here.
My name is Reggie.
Okay, no, I'm playing.
Work in corporate finance. I do a bit in education, policy, social mobility, and I also do some freelance consulting as well. So,
okay. Yeah. So, Reggie, how does it feel to be a mogul in the making?
Take it day by day. What kind of question is that? Take that, honestly. I take it day by day. I don't really like to look at things and trying to put a title on everything. I just try to do what I do day by day, and because things are forever changing on a day by day basis, it's quite hard for me to even sort of pinpoint that. So I do things on a day by day basis.
So for those who don't know, maybe explain to people what your story is.
Alright, so where do I begin? So I grew up in East London, on a council estate there, and then I was playing football before, and I always wanted to become a footballer, and I was playing football at youth professional level and then youth semi-professional level, and at 16 I signed a 2-year football contract, but then halfway through that I decided that I didn't want to play football anymore, and that was when I sort of had to weigh out the options that I had, and then thought, what can I do in order to amass wealth? Because I grew up with like little money, and my parents, when I was growing up, were addicted to alcohol, and things were quite hard in that sense. So I always knew that I wanted to make something of myself, and I was going to use football as the avenue to do that. And when I was 17, I decided that I didn't want to play football. That's when I sort of had to weigh up the options, and because I never really studied academically, I didn't really care for education. I didn't know what I wanted to do from an academic standpoint, so I had to do a lot of research to see what I wanted to do, and that's when I decided to research into wealthy areas in London, and then I went to go and ask these people what they did to become rich. Right? So I typed in Google richest areas in London, areas came up. I went to Kensington and Chelsea, and I was asking random people in the streets, what did you do to become rich? And as you can imagine, no one really stopping to talk to me. I didn't go in like a suit and tie. I went there like jeans, trainers, jumper, and.
Did you have like the brown board?
No.
No, have you seen them?
I've seen them. I didn't do that. No. I just went in the area and just like asking random people on the streets, just stopping them and asking them that.
So how many people stopped?
Not a lot. Probably like a handful.
Okay.
Yeah, like a handful of people stopped, and the rest.
And how long did you spend on the street?
It was the whole, like a large part of the area. I was walking everywhere in Kensington.
But from what time to what time during the day?
I was there for about 3.5 hours.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. And then because people weren't really stopping, I went to go and knock on people's doors. Because, I travelled from east to west, or southwest. I was like, I'm not coming here to get nothing. Do you know what I mean? I need to get something, so I'm disturbing people today. So I started knocking on people's doors. And like knocking the door by door. Not in, or the housemates opening the door and telling me that.
Housemates?
Yeah, it's a different world. It's a completely different world. But in the end, I knocked on the door, and this lady opens the door and asks me, is this part of a school project? I said, no, I'm doing it off my own back. I'm here by myself. And she invites me to her house.
I'm not gonna lie, she took a risk, you know.
Big risk.
She took a big risk.
Big risk. You know what it is? I look back on it now, and I just think that day could have gone very, very, very left.
For both of you?
For everyone. For everyone. It could have gone very left for me. Because like I said, I read the comments on certain things that I've, like, different platforms I've been on.
Yeah.
And people comment, oh, you could have got shot, could have got kidnapped.
What about you? What could you have done to her?
No, I could have got shot.
No, but what about her?
Yeah, she could have got shot. She could have got kidnapped. And do you know what it is? A lot of things could have happened to both of us.
Yeah.
But I just see it as I really just see it as God's favor, man. Because like when I got to that house, they got into the house 5 minutes before I knocked on that door.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. And the thing is,
so you just caught them.
And the thing is, when I was asking people in the streets, I came across this guy. He was basically the doorman of this apartment building place thing. I didn't know he was in a suit, so I just thought this guy either lives here or owns a part of it. So I was talking to him, and he, within the conversation, he told me that he didn't live there or own anything. He was just a casual like doorman with all due respect. But when I knocked on that door, they had just got in 5 minutes before. Okay. Do you get? So if that guy wasted my time, I would have missed them completely, and I probably wouldn't be sitting in front of me today. So everything happens for a reason, and I just thank God for that. But they invited me into the house, and then the guy walks into the house, and her husband, Quentin Price, and
even the name sounds rich.
Yeah, I know. Right? Get some figures on that. And they spoke to me for a good hour when I was in that house, and he invited me to the company that he works for, which is BlackRock. Can
I just pause you for a second?
Go.
At no point were you scared for your safety?
No.
Okay.
I feel like growing up where I grew up, you naturally gain survival skills. Naturally.
So if they decided to just...
I feel like I'll be able to get... For example, when I was younger, I nearly got robbed 3 times. I've never been robbed.
Okay.
I nearly got robbed 3 times. The first time, I was with my cousin. I gave him the eyes and I said, run. And we both ran. He ran that way, I ran this way. We got away. So
wait, there's eyes?
Yeah, give him the eyes.
What's the eyes?
Just open the eyes. Go this. Run. And we ran. Okay. So that's the first time we got away with it. Right? Second time, I saw 3 guys running behind me, and I was like, okay, cool. Instantly start to do calculation in your head. There's 2 guys behind me. One of them's across the road. I need to run towards the 2, because if I get past the 2, then I'm home dry. There's a bus stop in front of me, so I can use the bus stop to like shimmy left, go right. All of that within...
You had practice.
All of that within 2 seconds. Right?
Jesus.
And got away in that situation. There's tons of situations where you put your phone in your sock. These are things that you learn as you grow up. Right? So in that situation, I wasn't scared at all, because life has taught me to prepare for this one moment. If they tried something, with all due respect, I feel like I could have got away from it in some way, shape or form. You find somewhere. Anyway. So safety was never an issue. That never crossed my mind.
Okay, cool. So he invited you to BlackRock?
He invited me to BlackRock, and I spent the day there. I enjoyed the day, and then he managed to get me a work experience for the week. And I did the work experience in that summer, enjoyed it, and after that I had a meeting with him, my mum, and another guy called Nathan Higgins, who I'm still in good contact with today. And he encouraged me to go to university. In that meeting, Quentin did. I didn't want to go to university. Yeah,
you mentioned before that you weren't really... You didn't feel...
academic. No, not at all. I didn't care for education at all. So for him to say, he would encourage me to go to university, I don't know. That was the last thing I wanted to hear. Yeah. But in the end, I did it, took his advice. That summer, I just picked any university. I went, I studied economics, and 3 years went by. I did 5 internships throughout university. Jesus. Yeah. You were on the grind. I found my feet academically in uni. Okay. My first exam in uni, I got 25%, which is a fail. Yeah. Fail. I got one of the lowest in my economic cohort. And I think you just... A combination of finding your feet, a combination of just grinding, grafting, having that determination, that dedication, whatever you want to call it. Next exam, 82%. Exam after that, 85%. And then I started getting 2-1s in first class. Okay. Throughout the 3 years, I applied for internships, got this internship, got that internship. In the end, I did 4 or 5 internships, graduated with a 2-1 in economics, and then went to work in finance. So I've been in finance since. And then that's when I did the stuff with BBC and
so how did that come about? Because
So
how did they pick up your story?
yeah, so I used to be on Bright Network, like this.
I know Bright Network.
Yeah, so Bright Network, and I was an alumni for them, obviously when I graduated and stuff. So they invited me back to do this alumni story thing. So I did that, and also you're talking to a room full of undergraduates from various universities across the country. And I started to get an influx of messages on social media and LinkedIn from all these people, just saying, "Oh, I really enjoyed your story, really inspiring. Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you come to my university to do this? Come to my university to do that." So I started to just do like this university thing, where I just go into universities and talk to them, helping them. And then I managed to, I started to get in touch with, started talking to this guy from BBC, and he was like, "Oh, we want to sort of cover the story." And I was like, okay. I didn't really take too much notice of it because, I mean, BBC is very, very big. Right?
No, I'm not gonna lie. If BBC are contacting you to come onto their platform,
it's like when I was talking to the guy, he said, "Okay, we want to cover it, and I'll let you know how it gets on." I'm like, whatever, cool. And he texted me a couple of weeks later, and he said, "Oh, we've got editors access by 2 of our editors, and then we need the last one to say yes to give the green light." Came back again and said, "Yeah, we've got the green light, so we can shoot it." So I shot the documentary BBC in February 2018, and then in August 2018, that's when it was released. So the BBC documentary was released in August, and then that's when things just blew up. And LinkedIn, Twitter, Insta, wherever you want, every platform, boom. And that's when Daily Mail got in touch. So the first newspaper article I did was with Daily Mail. And
interesting.
Very Daily Mail are
very interesting.
Yeah, me and Daily Mail don't have the best of relationships, but yeah, we're good. We're good. So I did Daily Mail, and then an agency called Southwest News Services got in touch with me and said, "We want to cover the story." So I did that with them, and then they distributed it to all the newspapers in the country. So Metro, Evening Standard, Independent, Guardian, Times, all the other sort of newspapers.
Yeah.
Did that, and then that's when Theresa May, at the time when she was Prime Minister. Yeah, so...
How was that?
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke.
Did you believe it? Like...
So I was at work, and I just received an email from the public affairs team in my office saying, like, the heading of the email was "Request from Prime Minister."
Hey!
And I was thinking, it was like 6 p.m. as well. I was like, what kind of sick joke is this? I need to go back, probably this hoax. Come on, man, let's be adults. And I read it, and I must have read that email like 3 or 4 times, and I was just like,
gobsmacked.
Yeah, what is going on here? It was basically Theresa May had seen the documentary, and she was working on this announcement called the Race at Work Charter.
Yeah.
They also called it a race disparity audit, and she was like, "Oh, I want Reggie to be involved in it." So they obviously found me, as you do. And then they called Legal General where I work, and then they emailed me saying, "Oh, Theresa May is requesting you." So then it was real. I had to go back and forth on emails.
Thank God it was real.
Yeah, thank God it was real. And then I was speaking to her. So at the time, her social media advisor, I was talking to him throughout the whole thing, and then we went over to do the announcement. So it was a roundtable discussion with 12 other corporates. I did that, and then afterwards I did like a one-to-one interview similar to this.
Yeah.
With
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, it was wavy.
It was.
She nearly danced as well.
I think I've seen clips of her dancing.
Yeah.
I don't think I wanted to see that again.
Well,
so I'm kind of glad she didn't do that.
I mean, there was a lot of people there, so she would have probably embarrassed herself. But in spite of like everything that we've heard about her, like she's a very cool person.
Yeah.
Why's your face like that?
I feel like, given her reputation and given her role as Prime Minister, did you find it controversial? Did you find that against...
Controversial? In what sense?
Not controversial. Did you find, like, being associated with her, could tarnish the brand you were building for yourself?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all.
Okay.
No. Because I had a purpose for being there.
Okay. Like, regardless of her reputation, it was just more like you have your agenda there as well.
No, because I've been called to do something.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. I mean, I didn't have a personal opinion on her anyway.
Yeah.
I can read tons of newspaper articles on her, but being on that sort of journey, I've understood that some newspaper companies, they want a story, not the story.
Yeah.
Which is why I had a bit of back and forth with Daily Mail, because they mentioned something in the first article I did with them. I was like, what? I texted the guy, like, why did you do that?
What did they mention?
It's just the headline. The headline said teenage tearaway.
Oh, wow.
Teenage tearaway lands job in whatever. So I understood that people want a story, not the story.
Yeah.
So I quickly started to. I didn't have a personal opinion on her until I met her.
You change your perspective.
Yeah. Until I met her, I was like, okay, cool. Once I meet you and I talk to you, then I can sort of make my own assumptions on whether I sort of like you or not.
Yeah.
So I went to the roundtable discussion. I did the one-to-one interview with her, and off camera we were talking. She was a very genuine person, and we still keep in touch today. So I go to Westminster. We have one-to-one sit down to just catch.
Oh wow!
Catch up.
You just get to catch up with the Prime Minister.
That's my friend. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know her.
Ooh.
I know her. They don't call it PA in Westminster. They call it something secretary. I can't remember. But
ooh, sorry.
Yeah. So
Reggie.
I know her. And, where
you guys have a brunch?
You can't really do brunching with her. You can't really go out of Westminster like that. You have to do it in Westminster. Yeah.
So what do you mean?
I go to Westminster. I go to you know where House of Commons is.
Oh.
But there's another building. It begins with a P. I can't pronounce the word. I'm not gonna say it on camera because I'll sound stupid.
Okay.
But, yeah, they're in there, so I can't really leave the building with her for obvious reasons.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
But I get tea and stuff.
You get tea and stuff?
Yeah, we get tea.
Oh, do you guys have scones?
That's a real stereotype.
I don't know. I want to know what you guys are eating. What you guys are brunching on?
I don't really eat. I don't really like to eat those type of meals.
Okay.
Because I'm scared I'm not eating properly.
You'll be focused.
Focused. They have a way of chewing.
Wow.
They have a way of.
Wow.
The delicacies are a bit different.
Wow.
But so yeah, I did the thing with Theresa May at the time, and then consequently I started to do stuff for the cabinet office. So I was doing like different little tours and announcements with them regarding the racist practice audit and the race at work charter. After that, that's when ITV got in touch, and then I did the interview on This Morning with Holly Willoughby and Phillip Schofield.
Yes.
My guys, man.
They're your guys?
They're my guys.
Oh.
So I did that, and then that's when. So Steve Harvey got in touch.
Okay, so that's the one I'm most interested in because I love Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
I think he's quite funny. But watching that episode.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And then you're like, "Hey, Stevie." I said, "Stevie." He's your friend now.
So it is. Do you know how many people picked up on that? So many people.
I said, "Stevie," not Steve.
Joining us live today from London, England. Reggie!
What's up, Stevie?
Man, look here. This is a pleasure.
He's my guy.
Oh.
Yeah, Steve Harvey is my absolute guy. Do you know what it is? With that one, yeah, it actually wasn't supposed to happen. So Steve Harvey, his team, whatever, contacted my BBC producer. He texted me saying, "Steve Harvey wants your email."
Ooh.
Just like that. And I'm thinking, bro, you can't just do that and not give him context.
Yeah.
So they tried to find me online. I think they were looking on Facebook, and I don't really use Facebook. So they contacted him on Facebook and said, "We're looking for Reggie. We saw that you did the documentary. Steve Harvey wants to cover it." So he took the story down and he got back to me and said, "Oh, unfortunately, we're just focusing on US stories at the minute."
Okay.
I was like, "Okay, no problem. Like, thanks for the email anyway."
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
left it. Went about my day, and then I received another email like weeks later saying, "Oh, I know that we're focusing on US stories at the minute, but Steve really still wants to like cover the story." I said, "Okay." He said, "Yeah, so we're gonna. There's a show, and part of the segment we're gonna put it in that,
Yeah.
as opposed to doing like the full coverage, because the full coverage at the minute is just for US stories.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find a slot to put you in.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, no problem.
It's a where there's a way. Where there's a
Where there's a
way.
will, where there's a God, there's a way. So then, back and forth with the Steve Harvey production team,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we got it finalised, got a time in, and then we did the show, and yeah, had to chat with Stevie.
I want to know how you got from Steve to Stevie.
Joy is, he's very energetic,
Mm-hmm.
so you want to match his energy. He's like, Reggie, man, I love you, man. I'm like, Stevie. That's the first thing that came into my head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, Stevie. But nah, he's very you know Steve, like he's very energetic.
Yeah. But how does it feel to have that kind of coverage?
Do you know what's funny?
Mm-hmm.
Me and my mum. So my mum sent me like these random WhatsApp videos on this guy in America that he walked. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but he walked from his house to his workplace because he didn't have money for transport ever, and he would walk from his house to the workplace every single day. And his CEO found out that he was walking, and he was walking. I think he would leave like 4 a.m. in the morning or something.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
so early. And then he walked, and I'm not sure if he was a student as well. So he was doing a lot, right? And then the CEO found out that he was walking and bought him a car. And
That's really nice.
Yeah, and he got onto Steve Harvey Show to talk about it and stuff. My mum was showing me.
Okay.
Oh, right, this is so inspiring. This is so amazing. And then when I got onto Steve Harvey Show, I didn't tell her because my mum loves Steve Harvey. Like, loves him off. And then when I did it, I sent it to her. And you know, like African reaction. Hey! Hey! And
she must have been very proud.
and she just translates everything, like every coverage to wealth. She's like, hey, Steve guy. Compose yourself. But yeah, no, she was happy, man.
Okay, so let's switch it up. I have a few questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
Alright, so I see here.
Why are you talking like that?
I see here that you are an avid football fan.
Yeah.
And you have been said to believe that you think you could be a better footballer than Raheem Sterling.
Big no. Yes, it's very true.
I see what you're saying.
It's true.
Okay. Do you know what year the Premier League started?
It's 1998.
I see you're not an actual football fan. It's 1942.
Premier League.
It says the Premier League.
The Premier League did not start in 1942.
It started in 1940. Anyway, that's it.
The Premier League didn't start in 1942.
That's neither here nor there.
No. Wait,
That's neither here or there. Who do you think is a better footballer? Ronaldinho
Yeah.
or Messi?
Messi. Messi's well, they played in their primes were different. I feel like in their primes, Messi.
Okay. Wow.
I'm checking that question.
Do you think you would be a better coach than Jose Mourinho?
Mourinho. Yeah. Yeah. Because
What team does he coach?
Tottenham.
Manchester United.
How long ago? Do you know how long that was?
Honestly, I don't think you're the football fan.
Wait.
Anyway, that comes to the end
Listen,
of my...
it says, the 1992.
And that is Reggie's insight on football. Okay. So is there a Mrs. Nelson in the works?
Answer the question. Next. I'm not obliged to answer those type of questions. I like to keep my personal life separate to what I do outside.
So there's not like a babe you've met whilst you're out here shaking hands with Theresa May?
Try to say she's on
I'm just saying, like, all of these people you have exposure to, the city, there's not a lawyer out here that you're trying to serenade?
Serenade. This one lost my mind. No, I mean, people come, people go.
So who has?
People
stayed?
stay. Yeah.
Who has stayed?
I'd take the fifth. I've always been one to sort of keep like really personal stuff. Not personal, but like personal life separate to.
So is she black?
I said I'd take the fifth.
So that means she has blonde hair.
I did say that. Next question.
Okay, fine. So, do you class yourself as a celebrity?
No, not really. Some people might say, but I feel very normal, so I don't. Like if I get messages, I try to reply, stuff like that. I mean, so
do you have fans?
So I think the most funny thing that I've had is a random group in America made a song
What?
about me,
What?
and it bangs.
What's the song?
Reggie Noble.
Can we play the song?
No, it's on my SoundCloud.
Oh,
I can actually
can we play the song? Oh wow!
No, a rich man's world. You can make it. A rich man's world. You can have it. You can have it. Oh, mate. That blew me back. That I ran and I got an email.
So that's a fan base though you have. So what are they called? What are you calling them?
Human beings. No, I just. I don't put a title on anything. Like,
okay.
don't put a title on that. When people ask me what I do, I don't really have a title of what I do.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I am.
Yeah. So, yeah, because are you a speaker? Are you... Do you know what I mean?
Like to say I'm a speaker. I don't really like to say that. I don't know. It's just my preference. Like, if I go to an event, some people categorize me as something. Or Reggie Nelson, international speaker.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
international.
International.
Where else have you spoken?
What do you mean?
Well, international speaker. Where else have you spoken?
Flew out to Portugal to speak. Flew out to
Damn.
Germany. I've gone Barcelona.
So you're staying in 5-star hotels?
Yeah, they pay for everything.
Oh.
When I went to
What
Barcelona.
you do is, well, what you've done is amazing, and what you're continuing to do. So what can people do, like, to get to the position you're in? Because, like, should they go knocking on people's doors? Like, what's the plan? What advice do you give them?
The best advice I can possibly give, and something that worked for me, was coming out your comfort zone. And a lot of the things happen. Well, the start of everything, the catalyst for everything, was when I came out of my comfort zone and I did something that was different. And my mindset has always been, what can I do that's different to what everyone else is going to do? That was the start of it, and that's something that I've kept throughout everything. On my internships, that's something that's helped me to convert one internship to another. Always thinking, what can I do that's different to what everyone else is going to do?
Yeah.
At work, thinking that way. When I go to meet someone, what is something that I can do that no one else will do?
Yeah.
And that has helped me to propel me to get to where I am today.
You're always thinking ahead.
Always thinking ahead, and always thinking I need to do something that's going to make me memorable.
Yeah.
So one thing I do is, if I meet, for example, when I met Theresa May for the first ever project we did, I sent her a letter, a handwritten letter, just to say thank you.
Wow.
And she wrote back to me. That's how we kept in touch. And
Are you writing to your girlfriends with handwritten letters?
I said I'll take the fifth.
Okay. And she wrote back to you?
Theresa May? Yeah. She wrote back to me, and that's how we kept in touch. So when she wrote back to me, she gave me her I'm just gonna say PA. Like, there's something they call it something different, but her PA's email address, and then that's how I emailed her, and that's how we keep in touch. Another thing is embrace rejection. Embrace rejection, and a mantra that I have is the hardest moments always create the best stories.
Okay.
And I say that because if I didn't go through the things that I went through, and some of the things that we haven't touched on in this interview, for example, like rejection, and trying to navigate yourself from a career aspect, and all of the different obstacles that I've had to overcome, both professionally and in uni and before that, and things like friends being murdered and all of these things.
Jesus Christ.
It's a hard thing to navigate, especially when you're quite young.
Yeah.
Right. But all of that I've seen has shaped what you see today.
Yeah.
Right? And it's created the story that I have today.
Yeah.
And if I didn't go through any of that, then I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
So sometimes we think that life has this parallel journey where everything is very, very straight and we have no obstacles along the way. And whenever we face an obstacle, we always try to question why or bring ourselves down or hold a rejection and like as if that is the final thing, as if it's gospel.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas, take the rejection, but use that to propel you. Right? And again, I have real nostalgia because like a lot of the companies that I either applied to when I was in uni or they rejected me or whatever, they either like a lot of them came back and offered me jobs and opportunities and have brought me to speak at their events and stuff. And some of them don't know that they're rejecting me. I did a talk at a very large investment bank a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah, don't say the name. And the amount of times they rejected me, right, when I applied and stuff, it was disheartening. But then you fast forward a couple of years time.
Because it's a very big company.
It's a very big company, sure.
And it's a
it's a very big company. But you know they reject, and then okay, I probably wasn't good enough to work there, right? And then the funny thing is, they offered me an opportunity in 2018, and I turned it down.
So it's like when I was applying for you, it wasn't accepted me, but now I have the opportunity to turn you down.
Yeah,
so I'm doing much better anyway.
It's just, when you fast forward, right? It's like the opportunities that you missed out on.
Yeah.
They can either come back to you, or you build something for yourself whereby you might not even need those things that you tried to get before.
It comes full circle.
It does come full circle, and there's a saying there's this guy called Isaac Newton. He had 3 laws, the scientist. The only thing I remember in school was Newton's 3rd law, right? And it goes, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay. And although that is based on science and stuff, I take it as a life lesson. Right? Whatever I put into life, I will get out of life. Right? And as a Christian, speaking from a Christian standpoint as well, I take that spiritually as well. As in, whatever I give towards God, the effort I give towards God, and that God will reward me tenfold. Right? So I try to balance the things of embracing rejection, thinking outside the box, knowing that the moments I'm going through are to build something in the future, so I just need to keep going, and having a firm foundation, spiritually speaking, to help me to not only stay grounded, but to make sure that I remember my purpose, because I'm on a journey, and it's very easy to get lost in the sauce in all of this.
No, I mean, I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, you go to restaurants, you can't pronounce food. I'll have that, and the food comes out, and it's like, right, I'm eating this. It's very, 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 very easy to get lost in the sauce. I think that all of this is for your own vanity and for your own gain, but there's a bigger picture to it, and I'm aware of that bigger picture, and I know what I need to do in the long term.
That keeps you grounded?
100%. 100% keep you grounded, because this isn't by my own strength. Right? This isn't me waking up and saying I'm going to do this and it happens. This is me building, grafting, grinding, and putting God above everything to ensure that I get from where I am to where I want to be. Yeah. And once I start to lose focus of that, I lose the foundation that I've just built. And if the foundation is destroyed, I'm destroyed.
No, I agree with that.
So,
does Mrs. Nelson agree?
So yeah. I realised, like, for example, I haven't mentioned my mum's name. They don't know that I have siblings. It's all very personal.
It is very personal.
All very personal.
It's true. I'm sure Mrs. Nelson is very happy with you as well. Okay, before you leave, one last question.
Sure.
What was the moment you realised that you were doing something big? Like, damn, oh my gosh, I'm in this position.
I think when Downing Street called my workplace to get contact with me, because the way it happened was very, very weird. It's just a random email saying Theresa May is requesting Reggie Nelson, requesting this small boy from East London come into do you know what I mean? It's very surreal, and I remember I received it. I walked around the office just to clear my head because I said, this is madness. I think I was more starstruck at that than the Steve Harvey thing.
But when your managers realised it was Downing Street, what was their reaction?
Oh, they said, yeah, that's No, they were like, yeah, good. Like, obviously, you know what it is, my workplace is very, very supportive. And they support a lot of stuff that I do, a lot of stuff that happens to me and stuff like that. So if I have a speaking engagement, I'm allowed to just take 2 hours off my desk, go and come back. They give me volunteering days.
Oh, nice.
The PR team help me with certain things.
Yeah.
They advise me. They've given me media training.
They help you with your brand.
Help me with a lot of stuff. So I'm eternally grateful for them as well. So even when I got that, they said, "Oh, however long you're out of the office for, don't worry about annual leave. Just go and come back.
Is that means that's good again?
Go." But yeah, no, I mean they're supportive. So I mean, yeah, that's really helpful as well. Yeah.
So what's the end goal?
The end goal was to build enough capital for the next 11 or so years so that I can start to do things that I'm really, really passionate about alongside of my professional thing. So I work in finance now, and I enjoy what I do, genuinely enjoy what I do. And I think in the next 10, 11 years, I would want to build enough capital so that I can do things like try and help within education or social mobility or trying to level out the playing field as much as possible, because these are the things that I'm deeply passionate about.
So what should we expect?
I'm writing a book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is going really well. So that's going really well.
Will you be mentioning Mrs. Nelson in that book?
So my agents are working with me really hard on it. So they're editing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. No,
when is that meant to?
So it depends on the publisher.
Okay.
The publisher sets the dates, and then we work towards that. But it's been a process. Just like even when like signing to the agency and them believing in the story as much as I do, and actively helping me to edit it, and we have meetings all the time about the direction of the book. Can you do this? Can you do that? Blah 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 blah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I think that is the project that I'm most excited for this year. So I was, and just finding time to write is a battle. But you know, I hit that sort of halfway mark yesterday on the book. It was a surreal feeling. So you know, halfway there in terms of like the first draft and stuff.
Yeah. Congratulations.
But yeah, no, that's exciting, and then wherever that takes me, we move. So
okay, right.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on
My absolute
and
pleasure.
explaining your journey. We hope to meet Mrs. Nelson soon. Where can people find you?
I'm not on social media.
Okay, so if they want to book you,
I'm joking. Twitter, Reggie Nelson _10. LinkedIn is my name, Reggie Nelson. Instagram, Reggie Nelson _10. And
is there a reason why it's _10?
When I was playing football, I was number 10. Like my position is number 10.
Oh, that's so sentimental.
But when I'm like in corporate environments, number 10 because I one day want to get into Downing Street.
Oh
so
wow.
There's 2 stories. The real story is what I've just said to you now.
Okay, I see.
But that's a joke.
Okay, well I'm gonna add his socials below. And yeah, thank you guys.
No, thank you for having me. Pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, bye. Okay.